And
Okay.
we're in.
Here we go.
Right. Quick bans coming out immediately. Syndra for Noxus, for the Gladiators, and Vex coming out for the Freljord Frost. So this Vex and Syndra immediately targeting the mid laners. Make sure I've got the team lineups over here. So Pantheon ban coming through. Everybody knows LCC has a soft spot for Pantheon in their heart, and that Agatio loves Vayne. So we're seeing some bans coming out there. Respect ban for Viego as well, coming over onto Impro. So this final ban, we've seen a mid lane ban, we've seen a bot ban, and Shaco, the respect man, coming out for a clone. You do not want to see that man on the Shaco. He's a tricky little guy, and Shaco lets him get away with it. Jinx coming out first pick for Noxian Gladiators. They want to make sure they have a solid AD carry in the bot lane. Immediate answer, the Kog'Maw Lulu. This is a classic bot lane. Oh, we're looking to go late here. Oh, it's Sho'Gath now. Kog'Maw can kill Sho'Gath like no other, though. I'll tell you what.
I do think that the Lulu is very strong right now. This is a pick that I expect to see until something changes with enchanters and tanks. I think Lulu Prio is gonna rise.
I think Lulu Kog'Maw is, that's an insane combo. And if Lulu is strong right now, that's spooky. I know Kog'Maw was strong for a moment, even though I never saw him in my games. Do you know what his power level is right now?
Sorry.
I keep ambushing you while you're trying to eat. Never mind. I'll just keep monologuing.
He's
that comes through.
Yeah, he's all right. I mean, it's situational, right? So if you know you're playing into a Kog'Maw, there are certain things you can do to prevent him from becoming the problem.
Yeah. So we've seen Syndra and Orianna banned. We may see, I don't know, Victor? Because we haven't seen too many mid lane picks come out from Hope in the LCC, because he's flexed the bot lane a lot of times. Or sorry, I don't know about a lot, but several times. Kali band coming out and Aurora, so targeting mid lane. We have Zac band coming out against Duck. I guess maybe it's Impro. I don't know that I think of Impro as a Zac player, but it might be nestled down in there. It's definitely a far cry from his favored carry picks, but we have a Skarner coming out, so going to fulfill a similar role as Zac, looking to engage, hold the team down. So right now we've got Set and Skarner as the front line for the Kog'Maw Lulu. Maybe we see round that out. Hope may go Victor. I mean, it's on the board. But we're probably going to see a control mage in the mid lane. Try to round that out and continue to protect the Kog'Maw. Jinx, I guess I should have Twitch chat up. I don't have that anywhere. I'm all mixed mashed, because normally I have this all set. But here I had to start with a game. I'll close out the gambling. Here, I got you. Thank you.
I closed it and I opened a new one.
You got it. All right, perfect. You man.
You got 2.5 minutes to get your picks in now. Who's gonna win? Noxus versus Freljord.
That's right.
Put the gambling money on the line.
Get that gambling out. And we now are down to our last pick, the counter pick mid lane, saved for Hope.
Varus.
Is going to be. What?
This Varus mid. This is crazy.
Yeah. I think you may be right.
I'm checking the chat, make sure it's not a mispick.
We are waiting anxiously, but
I don't see anything,
too late.
so we're operating with
the
assumption it is a Varus. Ari is the hover here. Will be selected, so Ari for Hope.
Getting a comfort pick.
Yep. Which I think that's what you want to do game one, right? It's always nice to... Duck is having tech issues, but draft is fine. Okay.
On 4. Ready for Noxian Gladiators versus the Freljord Frost. We're getting into it.
Here we go.
Good luck to both our competitors.
Let's do it.
Want to see a good, clean game.
All right, so I think expectations here. We'll talk about level 1 and then we'll talk about jungle pathing. Looks like both these teams very similar, just a 5-point defense, right? This is what we saw out of the two teams in game 1. It's what we continue to see here, as Emperor is going to look for a little something, but Clone will get the auto advantage just being out of the bush. So they spot the ward and he gets some damage down.
Team junglers doing the same thing. Missed bush. Did he miss the bush?
Jason,
he did.
Cole starts.
He missed. Did he miss the bush? I'm trying to tell. Nah. Oh, he did. He missed the bush.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, 2 Cole starts. You're right. That's These two teams looking to get to their mid game as fast as physically possible. So I wonder how much ganking we're going to see, or if we're going to see quite an accelerated farm festival from everybody in this match. Empro starting on the top side, as well as Clone. So we're going to see both junglers pathing towards bottom. Two beefy boys in the top side, so not really a shocker there. Both teams looking to support their bot lane. So at about 3 minutes and 20 seconds, we may see some showdown happen. But we've got double enchanters bot side with scaly AD carries. So it's going to be a long slap fest if it comes to it.
Yeah, Crimson Yoni starting the root, by the way, instead of the blossom of Q. So this might be an Emax Seraphine build, which is unconventional. And I wonder what the thought process is there starting E in a lane like
I think
this.
it's just, yeah, I think you could go for the poke because you're definitely not going for an all-in with the CC.
Duck with a nice bit of damage there, topside landing onto Karpewski. As the stun will come through, the level 2 damage lands as well. It is through the shield, so Bez is still relatively healthy, and the Freljord Frost are doing just fine here in the early lane phase. Things evening out. Jason, let's talk about mid, because mid is a strange lane. We don't see a lot of Varus mid.
Yeah, if I'm really keeping an eye on it, I'm wanting to just see how this plays out. I think it's the world is Varus' oyster until we get to 6, and then Ahri has way more kill pressure than she had before. However, Varus does have the ability to put down a lot of damage once they have mana, but we're seeing now Empro just sneaking on by. I think he might have revealed himself to Varus there.
Yeah, he was spotted on that ward, so the ward is swept out there. But pretty much able to walk away, and Clone, in the meanwhile, takes that time to go a camp up. So he is ahead in CS and tempo here, and which means he'll probably get the advantage either on bot scuttle or the bot gank.
We're seeing all these lanes go relatively neutral right now. Nice dodge from Fork, standing his ground and turning back onto Hope. Trading Hope down to 300 HP, looking for more. 200 HP, flashes forward, gets the E, no contact, takes the tower shot, and not going to connect. Both mid laners now low, missing flash. Could see some carnage there before they get their ultimates. Empro pushing forward into Clone, but he will fake him out. Clone now excited for the re-engage. Taking the 1v1, but going to back off, looking for the scuttle.
Alright, so looks like things will settle down a little bit. We don't have a kill yet. Agateo will throw down our kill leader, by the way. How have we missed this storyline coming into the match? Is our season 2 kill leader and champion, one of the returning champions to the LCC, alongside his mid laner from last year, the Crimson Yoni. So both of them on the same team. Happy to be reunited and get to play together again as champions from Team Hospitalized last year. So I think he's got a lot to prove, that it wasn't just his his MVP jungle and runner-up MVP.
Ain't coming in topside. Clone down in onto Duck, and first blood picked up by Karpewski.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, clean as can be. He blows Ghost, and Duck doesn't even have time to flash there, and he's just instantly obliterated. So Karpewski handed a kill from Clone, and the Noxus Gladiators on the scoreboard.
Yep, nice pickup. Teleport going to be forced out. Karpewski should be able to just walk back to lane. He's going to have teleport advantage there. We saw Hope get an advantageous recall, and then both mid laners traded teleport to come back to lane, so Hope with a slight CS advantage. But realistically, these lanes are sitting even mid, where they're looking at a slight advantage.
Well, Charm lands from Hope onto Fork, but he isn't going to take it any further. That's an interesting angle, because Emperor was hovering mid. So with the Charm landing, I thought they might look, but they decided not to.
Yeah, Varus' base damage really hurts in the early game, and Ahri just doesn't match. So you're really looking for very short trades where you manage to get the better. A nice steal coming out from Empro. He knows that Hope has prio. He's getting 6. Gonna look for an engage. Oh, he just barely misses.
Oh, man.
Am I ahead of you?
No. I mean, to be honest, I do think that the Chain of Corruption landing onto Empro under tower there could have been bad, and so we do see another gank topside as shield comes out from Duck. Empro is trying to come, but Fork is also on the roam early. So Fork now potentially stuck between Empro and Hope, And the Chain of Corruption will land onto Emperor. They decide to go for the full burn, and he will have to flash out.
Yeah, Fork no resources, but Clone is fast, and he will pick up another kill onto Impro. Or his first kill for him, but second takedown of the game, and he's now going to walk over here, pick up these grubs for free. Thank you very much. Going to bring him a little closer to level 6.
Yeah, that was pretty big, to be honest. Empro unable to find. That's twice that they went for the look onto Fork. The second time just hitting smack in the face with the ulti and chunk down, and then chase through for
Engage
the
bot lane.
Yeah,
Bassoon
they're looking.
aggressing.
Bassoon and Bez are looking for the outplay here, but Agateo will just flash out. As topside, we see another engage as Duck and Karpewski continue to fight it out. Hope is here, but low on mana into Clone. The charm will land, and what is that? What's that called?
Charm?
No, the Onslaught of Shadows
That's right.
comes out. So he will just get away. I was gonna say no ghost, but luckily he hit level 6. Emperor's still only level 5 here on the Skarner.
Yeah, let's take inventory. We're about 7 minutes into the game, seeing a reset out of mid, able to push in beforehand, so sitting on a nice little 11 CS advantage. Bot lane sitting pretty even after a nice CS lead earlier from Agatio, but a great recovery out of Beza and Bassoon to bring that a little closer and almost pick up a kill, forcing that reset.
Beza looking very good on... Bassoon looking very good on the Lulu. Beza also looking fairly good on the Cho'Gath as well. And they do, with the flash down from Agateo and the heal down from the Crimson Yoni, there is a summoner spell, disadvantage here. So we'll have to see. Yeah, Gator, what's up, Gator? Welcome.
Give me my game.
Miss you in the mitigators this season. So
I think we're going to see a mid lane attempt, mid lane gank attempt. We got Impro and looking for Fork. Yeah, oh, no. He's got the pull.
Oh, the charm ultimate did land. The charm follow-up is there as well. The Chain of Corruption comes through, but it's just not quite enough. And it is shocking to me how many times this Empro Hope duo, they just go for the kill time and time again. And Fork, even with Flash, it's up. Maybe it was just on cooldown there. But
yeah, I think Fork was hoping to just be able to walk away, but a great ulti out of Impro forces the kill.
So with with no mid lane, the Gladiators are going to start up Dragon here, and without having mid lane pressure, this is a very weird timing.
I guess they just feel like they have control of this, and they have the timing to do it. It's a great pickup.
Yeah,
down a mid laner picks up Dragon.
I think Empro and Hope were just taken a little bit aback by that. Maybe Bez and Bassoon not fully communicating what was happening there, or they had decided to seed that even with the advantage mid. So not sure quite what happened there, but that will be first Dragon of the game, and that is the first of the potential feat objectives going over to the Gladiators.
Yep. I think it's a tempo option for the Fairly Red Frost to, they get the mid lane pushed in, they get to clear their bot side, so we need to see them now take that tempo and go do something with it as Empro is looking to gank out of this Tribe Rush. His ultimate's down, but they do have Lulu, 3-man bot.
Empro here definitely looking to make a play as Bassoon will flash forward, land the polymorph onto Agateo. They need to get this wild growth knockup, but Yoni with a beautiful stun, and this will be an out from the Gladiators, so they successfully evade the gank. Well done. And here is Clone on the counter gank follow-up, but end up might not matter. Emperor is still hovering there.
Not going to feel great, because effectively they've traded the attempt at the Dragon for their opportunity to do this gank. As they come back in again, Clone is on the flank. They do know he's here now.
A good chance for Clone to make a play here as a beautiful ulti from the Crimson Yoni. The Wild Growth lands few. Oh, a gorgeous impale from Empro onto Agateo and Clone, but the feat of Warfare will land. The Jinx ulti flashed out from Bassoon. Great flash. Or sorry, from Beza. Chain of Corruption landed. When did Fork get down there?
He teleported down in the middle of that fight. We have Hope Hope has now walked down to match. Ahri ult is available. Chains of Corruption's down. All ultis down for Noxian Gladiators. We still have the Spirit Rush if Hope wants to try to be a hero. Bez is looking quite low. Bassoon not much better. Hope staring down Fork, gonna push forward, but end up taking the reset out, I believe. And both bot lanes will resume normalcy. That was an exciting one.
Yeah, at the end of all of that, just Emperor goes down, I believe.
But I want to know what happened top lane. Karpewski very low. clearing out his top wave as Duck roams over to help his jungler on these grubs. We may see Clone arrive in about 10 seconds.
Oh, and that's
Engage
Hope
mid on the
looking for
port.
the Spirit Rush through into the Charm landing. There is one more use of Spirit Rush that Hope does have, and he will go for it as the Q lands, and it's a solo Bolo under tower.
Solo Bolo in the mid
He
lane.
picks it up, and that is Clone being shut down and honestly obliterated there at Void Grubs.
Yeah, you hate to see it. He fully commits to try to pick up any of these Void Grubs that he can. Was he able to grab any of them? God, I hate trying to figure it out.
He got one. So
they formerly have 2 then? Okay.
it ends up being relatively equal here. Agateo, kill
Looking
leader
for
from
gank
last
top.
season, able to pick one up already in this game. And Karpiewski could be in trouble for the first time.
Great
Nice
toss.
little evasion there. But the Impale does go down. It happened to be at the same time as the Rupture.
Still
so
healthy.
I think he'll just get out. There's no flash to get out here, but he doesn't need it. And he simply... Now he
Turning.
begins to turn around, and Clone might try and make a play here. But that was a lot of damage going over onto Karpiewski with the
You really need this
with
play
the
to go
set W.
right.
Emperor's there on the Clone, and Duck is going to look for the angle. Onto Karpiewski, he picks it up. Emperor and Duck, what can they do in a Clone? Will they shut down the Hecarim?
Oh, he
The
finds
Hecarim
it.
with a beautiful onslaught of shadows, and Duck will look to pick up the consolation prize here as he snipes it down with the W. It is a 2-for-1, but a gorgeous play there from Emperor and Duck in order to turn that series around.
Yep, I really like the energy from Karpiewski and Clone, but a little too far, and they needed that play to work. Hope finds Fork from behind. Charm doesn't connect.
Yeah,
Chains of Corruption are available. If he gets low,
yep,
could
and
go
there
down
it is.
here.
There's the Chain of Corruption. The autos come through, and it's a it's a return kill. Holy cow, Jason. And he's
yeah,
got
that's
him.
the threat that Varus has. He hurts when he gets that
I think-
those 3 stacks on
Yeah,
you from
I
the
think
Chain of
Hope
Corruption.
is going to be kicking himself. He died with Flash and Ultimate up there, saving it for next gank maybe, saving it for next ulti.
Yeah, he's got a hot date. Needs those.
Yeah, so I think he'll be kicking himself there in hindsight. But yeah, a Fork taking advantage, right? Able to sidestep the charm and then land a...
Yeah, very well played. Fork definitely is not scared of this matchup. As we have Impro, Gatio and the Crimson Yoni maybe should be scared, but no, they have vision. Impro backs off. Impro,
Jason, we
shows
mentioned
up,
it
it
at
will
the
back
start
off.
of the match. Let's talk about the culls now, as Fork is about 10 away from cashing his in, but Beza is sitting on a good bit of gold here from his cull, and Duck... as I want to talk about items, Duck and Karpiewski decided.
I mean, I would
to
talk about items, but honestly, the gold is almost identical 14 minutes into this game. Everybody's got a little bit of here, a little bit of something here, a little bit of something there, but largely across the board, everybody is even.
There's no onslaught of shadows here. They do need to buy a little bit of time. Fork is separated from the team, and so Hope could look for an angle on the side onto Fork.
Yeah.
About 5 seconds, Chains of Corruption will come up, and Ultimate does come through, and it does land onto Hope. Hope does Spirit Rush and land the charm out, but on the other side of the fight, Agateo gets the free hit, and Clone is surviving with just a sliver of HP. Bez is there on the side, but Fork should be able to push them out as the Impale comes through. Hope does collect one back, and so far it is a 1-for-2. It's a 1-for-1 in the team fight so far. No, I was right, it's a 1-for-2, because Basuni got down.
Yeah, I think there was a lot happening in that team fight, and I think the lack of maturity of our teams might have shown a little bit there, as definitely there was some missed calls. But a fantastic encore coming out of Crimson Yoni, landing across the bulk of Freljord Frost, sets his team up beautifully. Fork, no flash, no Chains of Corruption, walks in from the side of the fight and manages to push Hope out and really split the team up. So I'd like to see that working together from the Gladiators. That's well done.
Yeah,
I still think Hope has a lot of opportunities
out of that fight, so I was surprised to see it go the other way around.
I think we just need to see them keep. They're looking to scale up. They want to get Beza the Strong. Right now, Hope is their priority. They want to keep letting the Ahri set up, and they want to play the team fights around Ahri. Just let Kog'Maw hit, but you need to be working with Ahri. As we see Karpiewski really pushing in top, he might find a kill on a Duck here.
Yeah, he's looking for an angle. Emperor is here in the river, though, so if he goes too far, I think that Emperor could just come and answer this. It will be the showstopper out from Duck. He should have one more W here to get him out. He is successfully out. Emperor going to try and answer this. He is 2 levels down, so he might just honestly...
3 in the river running up. They're on vision.
Just wasting their time. Bassoon
Yeah,
is now
Karpewski
here.
pulling pressure yet again. Look at all this space. Everybody topside, we've got a Gatio ratting some creeps in the bot lane.
Yeah,
Hope split
Beza's gonna
off from
go
his team,
answer.
but they're going to look to contest this Herald. They do not have vision control, and Karpewski continuing. He's going to take this top tower. It's going to be first tower of the game, or
So
sorry,
Duck is
no,
back
first
then.
tower is already gone
He's
down.
teleporting back here, and he is going to teleport right into the fight here. It looks like Fork, Yoni, and Clone are separated from Karpewski, and that will be a charm landing onto Clone. The Chain of Corruption misses, and he has to use the Onslaught of Shadows to get out. Bassoon is just, look at this Lulu, polymorphing and creating problems. And
Yeah, it's just running parallel. The Encore will not connect as Impro goes quite close to the enemy tower. Will find an
that is a
Impale.
big root, though. The Impale lands onto Fork. Remember, there's no Chain of Corruption here.
Oh!
Karpewski wants, but it's a gorgeous shield from Bassoon just in time. So the Flash Feast does not work out, and it's a kill over to Duck.
Great shields out of Bassoon, but I think the nice play from the duo again. Impro pulls them close, and Hope finishes them off. Huge play, pulling the Flash Beast out. Bassoon manages to save his jungler, and they walk out scot-free. Impro deciding he wants to play it even closer, though, will go through the back.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe he
and walks out. Jinx Rocket coming through! We'll connect on a Hope. I was so excited.
What if,
that would have been
dude?
so funny. But Impro already 800 HP. I don't even think it would have killed. That plant perfectly placed to both stop him from walking forward and give him help. Great play out of the Failure Frost on that chain of events. We have a TP coming to the top side. Karpewski going to go pick up his farm and make sure he can smack Duck around a little bit more. As we know, this is now the mid game. This is where Cho'Gath gets to have a lot of say in this lane. He's got Vorpal Spikes matched out. He's going to get more. He's going to get tankier and tankier. He's happy to trade with that Heartsteel every single time.
Yeah, I think that was. One thing I just want to mention is I've been really impressed with Duck, to be honest. He's
he's done a great game.
Picked into a top laner that that was picked before him, and he's really showing up here in this matchup. This set has looked really clean. So 3-1-1 here on the set, looking to be a big prominent member in as his team looks to make it here into the mid game. This is another tower going over for the Gladiators, however, and their gold lead will just spike over 1,000 gold for one of the first times in the match.
Yep, gold lead finally accruing for one side or the other. But this game is still anybody's to take. One dragon to each side, 3 grubs to each side, 2 towers to one side, 1 tower to the other side. I think that tower might be all the gold lead there is in the game, if I'm being honest. As we've got now 3 in the mid lane for both teams. Junglers coming out. We've got Fork looking to push up the side lane. This is a downside of the Varus mid lane, is when you want to move him to the side lane, you've got an immobile Varus, so it is dangerous. You need to work with him to get that vision.
We have Dragon spawning soon, which means that there's a high priority on the vision here for these teams, and the Freljord Frost are coming together in order to try and sweep some of this vision out. Emperor with a sweeper here going deep, but this one in this mid bush is not spotted out. And so Crimson Yoni able to land some nice damage down. This is the Herald going down, and Karpewski is going to use that to join his team. This is a
Yoni
5 versus
out.
5 as the Chain of Corruptions lands, and already both supports deleted from the fight. Duck is on the backside as the Onslaught of Shadows lands across. Agateo with a gorgeous flash out of the W shield. Duck is able to flash out, and Hope now with the Spirit with the Spirit Rush, able to look for increased damage across the fight. A gorgeous fast splash away, and Clone has made it out, and Agateo will drop, and the Freljord Frost sweep through the fight. Clone and Beza, what a masterclass from the two. Oh, that was
a great fight. Can we get a replay? It was an ace. Can we replay the ace?
Yeah, sure. I'll go back. Okay, so this is Emperor again. I'm going through. We see both the top laners ending up on either side. The support ulti's coming out quickly here, but a really nice cleanse from Beza. And just watch, I want you to watch Hope and Beza on the backside of the fight here as they really manipulate it from their angle. They land a charm there. Look at Beza landing these autos from a safe distance. Fork has an angle here to potentially turn it. Dodges that charm, but a gorgeous flash there. Beza flashing in at the end. Gorgeous play there from the Freljord Frost. We're going to speed all the way up to live as they take a tower. Take 2 towers, take Dragon. We're still speeding, and we are
huge
live.
Play, very well done.
2054, 55.
And we've seen it go from 1,000 gold lead for the Gladiators now to a 2,000 gold lead almost for the Freljord Frost. Gonna try to take down this mid lane tower. And the next objective on the map is Otacon for both teams. But as we all know, Otacon is a bit to be feared. A lot of games lost trying to take Otacon. However, Cho'Gath always feels good having him there to secure it, and he loves those tight corridors. But man, these fights are wild. There is a lot of the Hecarim, the onslaught of shadows going forward, hitting the poke. We got Impro locking people down. The Encore with another huge charm, and then Duck flying with a flying swing on the Cho'Gath.
Yeah.
This is a wild time. The Showstopper truly is it's a wild ability.
Yeah, let's talk about itemization while we have a second here. One thing I want to point out is Bassoon with the Ardent Sensor as opposed to the Rylai's on the side of Seraphine. So really all in on providing utility for the support, whereas the slow from Seraphine hoping to set up the ultimate and more, have more utility within the fight itself rather than providing utility for your teammates. So just a little
resetting
difference
on
in
a ward,
itemization
can get a reset. I like that, but there is also the angle that Rylai's just gives Seraphine a guaranteed snare with the E every time, instead of needing another slow to hit.
Yeah, absolutely,
So
right? It's just Seraphine can play a little bit more for herself, whereas Lulu, obviously with the Ardent here and now going heal cut, second item, just very much playing in pocket, right? So
I really think the Ardent Sensor is going to be huge. Really, just getting that extra buff on the moves, the attack speed for Kog'Maw, especially after the nerfs to the passive attack speed on Kog'Maw.
It's not terrible on set either. It's not bad.
Yeah,
so.
that's true.
Yeah, we'll have to see here. Otacon is, they're toying with the idea. I'm not sure if either team really feels confident. That 1k gold swing did go from left to right here, as the Freljord Frost do have 1k gold, so it was a 2k fight that they took mid. We'll see what they do with
showed
the
on Vision. Everybody playing towards strong topside. Teleport is available for both mid laners that are currently sitting bot. And we will see them probably sitting at the same position bot until something else happens on the map, because Fort cannot really walk out while Hope has Spirit Rush. Thankfully, this tower is here to keep him safe. Otherwise, he'd have to probably play further back.
Yeah, I mean, Varus is not your ideal side lane split push champion, right? So that is definitely a weakness in this comp. That
if
being
we're going to
said,
talk about builds, this is a full AP Varus, by the way. Nashor's into Stormshares, looking for the hard 100 to 0.
Yeah, we thought it might be tank. It's not exactly tank, so...
I was expecting a Hex plate, but we're going for the full damage. And you've seen the damage come out. It's there. It's huge, and if they find the right team fight, this could still go either way. Neither teams are out of reach of completely acing the enemy and going on a rampage. And as we get closer to 16 for these top laners, the Cho'Gath is going to get more and more oppressive in this matchup, as I understand it. I think Cho'Gath's just going to become quite a beast in the side lane. Karpewski is going to be very happy stacking up. Now let's check in on the Cho'Gath stats. We've got 6 stacks, 6 minions gobbled, so everything else is going towards champions and epic monsters.
Yeah, it's...
4 grouped.
I do think that NOX is kind of grouped for that fight, and they had a gold lead, and they wanted that fight, and then they lost it. So I'm not sure what they'll do now, because it feels like they don't really want to group and take another fight now. But I think they need to keep pressing down. I know that Jinx is going to scale. I think Cho'Gath will as well. And yeah, I think just the tankiness of the side, with just the fact that they have Skarner Lulu, it's going to be very difficult for them to break through. The Cho'Gath scales as well. Maybe that's
There's two things here, ST, that we really need to have a blue trinket on Fork and a red trinket on Clone. Those are two things I would call out to work on for next time. Because I think they've walked on top of a lot of wards that having the second red trinket would have really helped. And they've had setups where they need that vision. I know Fork's been in the bot side a lot.
I mean, I will say their vision game here is fantastic. So they've got great control here. There's a sneaky little ward there that I do want to see. Yeah,
Karpewski needs to walk back up top, though, and Duck has teleport available. So Karpewski doesn't feel like he can use that teleport. Immediate TP out of set.
Yep, and so they gave up a tower for this vision. That was the play, right? They brought Karpewski down, and they gave up the tower for that vision. Karpewski is not going to use teleport. Instead, is going to amble back over here on Cho'Gath. So they want to buy as much time as they can, and he will get to the fight before it starts. Chain of Corruption lands onto Duck. The follow-up is there. And Clone with a gorgeous pickup, so he will secure their Hope onto the back line, lands the charm onto Fork, but has to go golden, and so will not be able to actually finish it off. Karpusky will die on the other side. It's a 1-for-1 fight, but Agateo is happy to continue. They just really have no way into this fight with Cho'Gath being down, and so both sides
Teams will
determined
walk
they'll
away
back it
happy
up.
that they trade a dragon and they trade a 1-for-1. I think they're going to be totally fine with this.
Yep, so Clone picked up that on the nice smite fight. Nice smite secure there. And yeah, we continue.
This triumphant boost of swiftness absolutely made that possible, because Karpusky had to run all the way back from topside, like you said. He saved his TP, so he has TP advantage for a few minutes, and we're gonna have to see if they can make a mixed play happen with that. I want to see him pushing in deep, creating some pressure, and I really want to see Clone trying to match with him. But overall, we're seeing just both teams happy to farm up, looking to play late, and
yeah,
no
very
clear
similar
advantage
to the
developing
last
for
game that
anybody.
we saw, right? Like both teams were very happy to pick very scaling, very heavy scaling. So, and slow in terms of kills, right? These teams are really thinking it out, thinking through these macro decisions here. And one thing I want to talk about is lane assignments. It looks like the Failure of Frost have the right lane assignments here. And I think that Karpusky is going to realize this, and Fork might get caught out, but he also, yeah, I'm not sure what's going to, he might just be able to turn this. Wild Growth will go down, the Chain of Corruptions does miss, the Q doesn't land either, the Polymorph is there.
Nicely timed poly. But great, taking advantage of the vision that they saw. They saw that we got 2 mid. They're on Fork. We're going to take advantage. We're going to get this Otacon. We're going to give another feast stack over to Cho'Gath. He's level 15. We're going to have this big, beefy front line. Last fight, Karpusky, we weren't looking at him because we were focusing on Hope diving the back line, but Karpusky was tanking them the whole time. As the Failure of Frost will now walk onto them. Ooh, Rupture barely misses.
I thought that was going to hit.
It was very close. As now we have 5 topside from the Failure of Frost looking to aggress down onto.
Duck has found the Crimson Yoni here, and a stun is going to go through, but Bezza does so much damage from the side at that point. With the additional range from W there, they're just going to go straight onto Baron. Mid is down, coming back with teleport, but no Enchanter for the side of the Gladiators, and they will just push forward here. I can
slide over stay after the trade. 1 kill for the Otacon you're going to be happy with, but now giving up 2 kills, and the Baron's going to hurt as Red Team slays the Baron.
Yeah, and he's going to Showstopper onto Clone, and so there's, Onslaught of Shadows comes out. Duck probably will go down, but his team gets Baron. It's a heist. The Failure of Frost take it right out from under their nose.
This has been a back and forth, blow for blow so far, as we're looking to quickly push down this mid lane.
Emperor has the angle here. Emperor is going to be looking for a play, but it's already 1 dead, and the Impale misses as Agateo and Fork are back on the other side here. But now, with Hope and Bassoon there, they will clean up the rest of the fight. It's a triple kill for Hope. And the Freljord Frost with 3, they keep 3 Barons alive, and they will push down. This should be inhib mid, right?
Yeah, I like the energy to go for try to get that reset, get the excited on Jinx, and then you can take the fight. That's what I thought they were going for on the tower. But we dive deep, and we're a little too deep for it.
Hope has really showed up. He had he gave over that 1 kill in lane. He's 6-2 and 6 here. He had a great play in the team fight in the mid to early game, and wow, just really coming back. Making good plays here. Very excited to see this mid laner this season. Yeah, he made it to the finals last year. Got shut out in the finals by Hospitalized that I think everybody had their money on, right? So Hope's
he's got to be happy to start the season on a strong Ahri game, and he's got to be feeling comfortable. 3 items. His team has the power to buy him time to get several rotations off. He's trying to steal a little of these Raptors on the way out, but Clone could go for the engage. I don't expect we will see it. Spirit Rush is available. And this dragon is coming up, and we're going to see both teams roam on over here as we got another fight coming.
I will say they did get inhib, so they won't have the persistent mid lane pressure.
That's true.
And that
could mean a little far out.
Bez is definitely alone here. He does get...
He will escape. Chunked low.
Yeah. Crimson Yoni didn't have the ulti, and there's just a numbers mismatch as Agateo will try and live, but he just can't, and it's too much. It's a double kill for Set, and it was just all of the Freljord Frost and not all of the Gladiators, and so the Frost are going to push in here. This will be their third dragon. It might be game, Jason. I'm not sure.
Where did...
Nice.
Oh, we had the TP from Fort came down to the Tri-Brush instead of into the mid lane, so that's why he was not able to get there.
Yeah,
Fork is teleport
looking
available,
for
but
hope,
unable
looking
to...
for this
it's not
kill.
finished up.
He's gonna flash the charm there. The knockup from Bassoon. Oh, he still gets the kill, but Bassoon is there for the shutdown. That was actually
that inhib now taken.
That was actually a man. Varus is crazy, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot of damage. He's vulnerable, but Riot loves to give him damage, as we have the inhib and dragon taken for Freljord Frost. Now definitely a lead developing. We have 52,000 gold onto the Noxian Gladiators. We have 59,000 gold available for the Freljord Frost. So this is now their game to close out. But both of these teams, we're heavily approaching the late game. Karpewski, level 16. He's got 7 stacks, not the most we've ever seen on Cho'Gath. But as you mentioned, not the heaviest kill game. He's largely been getting fighting 1v2s and just taking damage. So not able to pick up the most stacks. We have the Kog'Maw, level 16. This is a crucial item point.
Yeah.
Or this is like item spikes are coming up. We've got 4 item Kog'Maw, 3 item Jinx, so a full item tier above. They're going to want to push this advantage hard.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's about I think it's just about the way that they're playing together. You can tell that the Frost are very much on the same page, very much following a single direction. Feels very natural the way that they're playing the game. And the Gladiators are still trying to work some things out, trying to figure out when they should group up, trying to figure out when they should split. And you know, there have been times where Duck has really just been playing them very well in terms of keeping the map tempo up, right? A 7-3 and 7 on the set as well.
Hope's
really
had a
great game.
Yeah, Duck's had a great performance along with Hope.
Yeah, absolutely. So they still have to close it out here. They do have a 6.5k gold lead. And a lot can go wrong for a team with a lead like this. But that being said, they do have a nice advantage with which they can start to apply the pressures and the levers. And it looks like they're going to go with more or less a standard 1-3-1. So they've got the Ahri down here in bot. They've got Set all the way up top. And
it's more of a 1-1-3 at the moment.
That's true.
Definitely, if you see Hope pushing up on the side lanes, just think in the back of your mind, Emperor was good chance he's right behind him. Based on what we've seen so far today.
And the Gladiators take advantage of it, right? It's a little misstep, and so they're able to clear out some of this vision. But you can see Bassoon with 94 vision score already, really has a lot of wards fairly deep. Looks like the Frost have had control. I mean, they've got wards on both sides of the jungle here, so trying to track the movements here.
Hope pick up another infusion of gold. He's now level 18, takes the bottom tower, sitting on 4 items. So full item up in mid and bot lane right now.
Yeah, Death Cap is a big 4th item. So yeah, I think Varus and Jinx are gonna have a hard time here. Jinx being only level 15 is probably not great as we look into the 35-minute team fight. This could be the team fight that determines the game here, so keep your eyes peeled on the carries. We're looking for Hope and Beza on the side of the Frost, and we're looking for Fork and Agateo, as well as Clones Engage on the side of the Gladiators. That is what to watch for.
I think this fight is incumbent on Crimson Yoni and Fork getting a combo together to find the excited reset for Agateo. Otherwise, it's going to be a real tough fight for them, because if they go front to back, Karpewski is just going to get burned down. But both teams reluctant to make the play start themselves, as both have grouped up as 5. Even with their lanes pushing in, Charm down onto Karpewski. Nothing going to come of it.
Yeah, they'll get a little bit of chunk damage down, right? And he'll just start to regenerate right back up. Doesn't have Warmogs or anything yet, but it is that point in the game where I wouldn't be super shocked if that was an item that was incoming. That being said, Baron is on the table. There is Soul in a couple of minutes, but I think Baron is the big one, as a root will land onto Beza and traps will go down, but they don't wander into them. So traps on cooldown. and the
So they
Gladiators.
will defend all their vision, though. Very nice.
I'm pretty
Because they've
shocked
invested a
that
lot into
I'm
that
pretty
vision
shocked that the
control.
Frost are so afraid here to take a fight.
Frost playing for their Dragon Soul now as they rotate down to the bot side.
Yeah,
They
they
say,
really
okay, we're
just
going to give
ceded
up that vision
all of
control.
Baron Vision.
And we're going to play towards the next minute. We have a Dragon coming up in about 40 seconds. And I kind of like that angle, but they're looking to just make sure they aren't on Baron. They say, okay, let's get a pink ward down, walking together. Both teams giving up the ability to farm the side lanes, but, if everybody's mid, who gives a crap? As we've now got 5 moving into the Dragon side, so complete reversal of the vision control on the Baron side. Failure Frost happy to wait here for their next victim, as we got the Dragon coming up in about 30 seconds, I believe.
Emperor is just in wait, looking for
Ping
the
straight
play.
down onto Baron. They're running for it immediately. The vision is available for the Failure Frost. They're going to consciously choose to trade this over.
And so
They're
they are
trading.
trading Soul for Baron. Jason, a trade that I've actually talked with you about quite often. And it's interesting to see it here live in the LCC as Baron is taken and Soul is taken. It's Ocean Soul. And so instead of picking a fight, they grab Baron uncontested into a team that has a 5k now gold lead into them. So an uncontested Baron, but they also give up Soul. To be honest, down 5k gold, you're probably going to lose that fight anyways. And Duck has to flash out as multiple ultimates are going to come through. Onslaught of Shadows and Chain of Corruption. Chain of Corruption did miss, and Duck could land a huge shield in this corridor, but decides to continue to back up.
Gatio not here to provide the damage. Nobody else really on the team is able to bring them down. With that Chain of Corruption missing, Fork is missing the burst damage that he needs.
That was his
to
flash as well. So it's flash for flash and ultimates expended there. And yeah, so the Gladiators with a slight disadvantage when it comes to major cooldowns.
Yeah, definitely going to hurt. Wanted to find a pick up there, but unable to grab anything. I think this is probably the best. It's not the best they could hope for because they could have wiped him at Dragon. But they go for the full trade, they commit to it, and really what they're looking for is if they take that trade is saying, I need to get to the next tier of items before the next fight, and we can try to take a fight there. That's the timing window you're trying to hit. Not that it's easy, but that's what they're looking for. As we've got 3 grouped mid, we're going to 1-3-1 setup, Duck moving to match. I do think Karpuski should be strong in this side lane.
Yeah, I think this is a really good angle to take when you have a lead, but when you're down in gold, even I know that they have Baron, but they got it in a trade, remember? And when you are down in gold, I don't think the 1-3-1 is that good. They will, however, leverage some of this power, and they will take mid tier 2. Let's see what happens to Clone here, because Clone is going to be collapsed upon. Emperor is here to try and find him, but this is a very quick horse. And he'll just
I just really think it should have been a collapse on the mid lane. They've got 280 carries and a support. Instead of chasing down a Hecarim, I think this is an angle to use your hard engage onto the mid laners. But perhaps afraid of going for the engage and not having it work out, they decide to try to take the solo pick as Karpuski pushes in the top side, takes a huge chunk from Haymaker. Man, Set hurts.
Yeah, I mean, at this point of the game, especially with Hullbreaker, right, and Stridebreaker, very strong itemization here into the
Overlord's Bloodmail.
And Teleport is going to get used here just with their Baron. So just to continue the Baron push. Interesting use of Teleport because there will be some important fights that are upcoming. And Jason, we're about to hit into the 40-minute mark, which means I'm pretty sure my game is going to be delayed because this game has gone on so long.
Yep. It's just extra time to prepare.
Sure.
Yep. We've got Emperor moving up to the top side, going to contest Karpuski.
Yeah, he's walking forward here. He lands the Rupture and walks forward, and that might be him baiting his own life by landing that Rupture, as he does have to flash out, and I think if he had missed the Rupture, he would have just walked away. So he really baited himself there by landing that ability. And
I think there might have been comms coming over the top to try to pull them towards him as Gatio and Fork were standing on the blast plant looking to walk over.
Yeah, as the entire
unable
team,
to find anything, gonna end up burning
ward.
Flash.
So I will say it does look like both of these teams are very anxious about this game, about closing it out in a way.
Yep, neither team wants to be the one to flinch first.
When's the last time we had a kill go down? I mean, they've been so passive.
We can look. Last kill was 32 minutes.
Both both range carries are on 4 items, 4 full items. Empro's kind of looking here. Really, a lot of this is going to be on the junglers because both junglers are playing engage for their teams. So it's up to the junglers making the call, but they need
This
to
is that timing window right now where 4 items are available for both carries on the Noxian Gladiator. So now is their optimal time to try to find a fight while they're on relatively even footing. They can try to find something here. Karpewski in the bot side does not have teleport available. Duck does, so this could look this if they go for it here. There could be a hard collapse. Empro coming in from goal.
Beza will flash out. The charm just misses, but it is a flash out, and so Beza.
He's sprinting. He's 15 seconds away.
Yeah, I mean, there's no flash on the Cho'Gath is actually pretty big. As a slow will land here, Emperor is extraordinarily tanky, and his team will get here, but it's not going to be in time enough as the knockup comes through the wild growth. But a beautiful charm from Yoni. Oh, look at that haymaker from Duck as he lands across the team. It's a triple kill from Duck. Hope with a flash forward, landing the couple Spirit Rush, and they go down, and Agateo is the last man standing as Duck once again puts the team on his back in the late game, and the Frost should push in here. I mean, Empro had so much health, but he just couldn't quite buy enough time. Bassoon with a wild growth, just as he died to get the big 3-man knockup, and then Duck with the haymaker across them all. And this might be just enough. I'm not sure what Agateo will be able to do. The rockets should come out for the wave clear. The charm does miss, and so with no charm, he might actually be able to hold this off. Beza, Hope, and Bassoon, what can they do? Timers are coming up. Yoni is up in a few seconds. And so they cannot finish. We continue to move forward. A follow comes through. Thank you, Wayward Wolf. Thanks for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the LCC action. This is week 1 of the season. We've got 9 more weeks after this, a regular season, and then the playoffs. So make sure to stay tuned for all of the upcoming action every Thursday night from 7 to 10 Eastern. But yeah, let's talk about this now. The Frost, our first Elder Dragon of the LCC Season 3.
Yeah, they really dragged it out long enough to get to 6 dragons plus Elder Dragon. As how many
Barons? Corruption goes across. Duck is hit. The haymaker is forced out, but already Agateo dropped. Hope with a gorgeous snipe on the side, but Clone picked up Elder Dragon, and Fork is in. He's trying his best. The charm will come through. The suppression comes down. Duck flash forward, grabs him. Karpewski, what can he do? Even with Elder, he can't do it. It's a double kill, and the Frost win the fight despite losing the objective.
Clone staring down the entire enemy team. He has Elder Dragon, but will he be able to hold? Onslaught of Shadows is on cooldown. He's going to be a man possessed to take this one back. As 5 members of the Freljord Frost roam up. No creeps yet available as they enter the base. He could look for the proxy.
Yeah,
I'd like to just stand here.
Cloak does have Elder, or Clone does have Elder. He's looking to do what he can, but it won't be enough.
Impro's low. Oh, so close to killing Impro there.
He will pick up
one. He will find one.
The Nexus, half health. What else can he do? He's polymorphed, he's charmed. That's it! The Frost win the game!